We got some breaking news. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Cosby Show star, just passed away a few minutes ago. The reports was aired. It's a whole lot of conflicting stories, which is a red flag. Some news sources are saying that he drowned on vacation. And I truly believe there's something more nefarious taking place. The industry is a very wicked place. It's very wicked. Malcolm Jamal Warner, he never really got in any trouble. Brother was clean cut. He was about his business as an actor, and he pretty much left the industry, but the industry wouldn't leave him. They don't just let you walk away. Now, I know that freak accidents do take place, but I want y'all to consider, truly consider, the mortality rate in the industry and how they drop like flies. I want you to consider the fact that they can never walk away. They can never just leave the industry, go live happily ever after, ride off into the sunset with whatever money they made from acting or making music or whatever it is they do. They can never just walk away without a sacrifice being made. Now, the news just broke. And I want to just first and foremost say that the drowning ritual is very real. In many practices, they drown a person as a ritual, as a sacrifice. They believe it. They believe it has some reverence to marine spirits, and it's in different cultures. I mean, you got the Hindu culture, ancient Assyria, ancient Babylon, and if y'all notice, right, Whitney Houston, she went out the same way. I mean, how many of these celebrities drown or allegedly drown? It has to be something more to it. Now, first of all, let's go to the news. Right off the bat, I'm letting y'all know it was a blood sacrifice. They took Malcolm Jamal Warner out because Hollywood is all about ciphering energy from those who are righteous. As long as you're doing the rituals, as long as you keeping up with the sacrifices, then they let you live. So when you see a celebrity have a whole lot of longevity, it's more than likely because they are participating in the rituals. Now, for those who don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know, y'all not gonna quite understand this. But for those who understand that the industry is a cesspool of wickedness, then you're gonna get it. There's various news sources on this, people covering the story, but we'll go to a couple of these reports so we can get a little bit more understanding here.
Do you struggle with hitting high notes, lacking confidence?
One moment.
Why are we losing all the legends?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to a direct news source on Google, an article. Now, I mean, imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. Theo from the Huxtables. Theo from the Cosby Show passed away before Bill Cosby. Would you ever suspect that? That's another thing. Life is unpredictable. Life is truly unpredictable. And you just never know. This is why we got to live every day like it's our last. This is why we got to be in a place of repentance. And I just want y'all to understand a lot of people from my age group and even younger or older, they was inspired by the Cosby Show, seeing that black family, that successful family. And Theo was the typical teenage brother that was dealing with real life situations. And we looked up to Theo, you know what I'm saying? And even outside of his acting career, the brother really was a clean cut guy. You never really seen him in any scandals. You never seen him caught up in any drama. Nothing like that. The brother was on point. Yup, somebody says I'm 52 and he was 54 and this hurts. Right, but the industry is wicked. They don't let people just walk away. Now I'm gonna read a little bit about what took place. Like I said before, we getting conflicting stories on what happened. But we're gonna go to People magazine. It says the actor Malcolm Jamal Warner has died. He was 54. The actor was in Costa Rica on a family vacation and drowned while swimming. A source confirms to People. It's not telling you the source. And that's a red flag. A rep for Warner did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. We're gonna need autopsy reports. We're gonna need to know what happened to this man because 54 years old, it's not old at all. That's young. He literally had his whole life ahead of him. And it's always these unknown sources that's giving the news. It's always these unknown sources that's breaking the news to the public. I'm going to go to another article. I want to see if they all on the same accord because this is what we do when we do this active research on what took place with these celebrities. We go to multiple sources. Why? Because they're lying. They're lying about something. Now, of course, there's going to be people say it wasn't no blood sacrifice. Bree, what are you talking about? It's always a blood sacrifice in the industry. He was no good to the industry anymore because he wasn't making them any money. And you got people who won't let you just walk away. Same thing with Angie Stone. She wanted what was hers. And later on, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. The truth is going to come out. Perhaps Malcolm was trying to get his residuals from the Cosby Show because that thing aired for decades. But soon as you start trying to get what's yours, them vultures take you out. We go into Variety magazine now. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Cosby Show star, dies at 54. Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theodore Huxtable, across all 8 seasons of The Cosby Show, has died in an accidental drowning. People report. So guess what? Variety, they got their source from People. People got their source from unknown. Guess what that means, ladies and gentlemen? All of the sources are coming from an unknown source. but they know he's gone. Who was with who was with Malcolm? How do we know this to be true? According to the magazine, Warner was on a family vacation in Costa Rica and drowned while swimming. Like, what brother is going to listen? I'm speaking for us for a moment. What brother is going to drown from swimming? Either you know how to swim or you don't. If we don't know how to swim, brothers and sisters, we're not fitting to be jumping in any body of water. They're not telling us what lake, what pond, what swimming pool. Where did he drown? I want y'all to pay attention to how vague the news is reporting this. It's too vague. It's too vague. See, when you're enlightened, you're going to question everything. You're not going to believe what the media is telling you. Now, hear this out. According to the magazine, Warner was on a family vacation in Costa Rica and drowned while swimming. Where was he swimming? Warner was nominated for the Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy for his performance on the NBC sitcom on which he played the only son of Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's character, Cliff Huxtable. Warner has a teenager throughout, Warner was a teenager throughout much of his tenure at the NBC sitcom. NBC, that's the all CNI, ain't it? The NBC logo is the all CNI. You know why? They watching. And listen, all of my Jamaica brothers is going to decipher what happened with Malcolm Jamal Warner. They love to get people at 54. This 5'4" and 4'5" pattern been going on for the last 2 years. I remember Malcolm Jamal Warner and Malcolm and Eddie. He played another fly cat, a cool brother. Him alongside Eddie Griffin. How many of y'all remember that show? Man, I used to love that show. But the industry never let you just walk away. They never let you walk away. The brother plays some good roles. You know, he's really underrated when it comes to his performances in these sitcoms. But guess what? The industry's filthy. They don't let you just walk away. How many child stars have we seen actually get out the industry and live their life successfully? Not many. Not too many. After the Cosby Show, Warner played Malcolm McGee on the sitcom Malcolm and Eddie, which ran for 4 seasons on UPN. He starred opposite Eddie Griffin, who played the other title character from 2011 to 2015. Warner led the BET sitcom Read Between the Lines. See, I haven't seen that one. And also played Sticky on FX motorcycle drama Sons of Anarchy. So the brother he's been around from 2018 to 2023. He played AJ Austin on The Residents. Born in New Jersey, Warner had an early interest in acting, causing his parents to enroll him in the performing arts, and where he landed Theo Huxtable. So he retired because a lot of the news reports say that he's a former actor, which means Malcolm was done. He had a career. He'd been acting since a teenager. He starred in various sitcoms. He stayed out of trouble. He kept his nose clean. And now he just randomly dies He just randomly dies swimming in Costa Rica. We don't know nothing else. He just randomly dies. It's suspicious. It does not sit right with my spirit, y'all. Now, now of course, there's still conflicting stories. We're going to go to the New York Post. Somebody said it in the chat. Maybe they slimed them out. I'm telling you, that's what it seems like. We got to look at a few things. What was his life insurance policies looking like? Malcolm could have been loaded. I'm about to look up his net worth. What was Malcolm Jamal Warner's net worth? Let's get that real quick. Because I'm telling you, it's always about the money. They don't never just let these guys walk away. That's why if you considering being part of the industry, don't do it. Because I guarantee he was loaded. $15 million. According to various sources, one in particular, the thing.com. Oh man, he had royalties. Celebrity net worth approximately 6 million, but the richest.com as well as hot hip hop, it's between 12 and 15 million dollars. Between 12 and 15 million. Now imagine you have your career. Yeah, that's real good for a retired actor. You retired, you done spent your whole career acting. You've been on sets most of your life, putting in that work, and you can't even enjoy it in your golden years. The industry is demonic, y'all. It's evil. It's an evil place. You get into your prime in your life where you're supposed to be able to ride off into the sunset. It's interesting because I was looking at Exhibit's Instagram page today, and it was crazy that this just falls in line, right? Exhibit had asked the question to his audience, his chat, and I happened to be watching it because I rock with Exhibit, and I like the that car show he had, Pimp My Ride. I thought it was cool. He always been a stand-up guy, and he always exposed certain things about certain people in the industry. So I'm sitting there watching Exhibit, and he asked his audience, he says, what amount of money would be enough for you to just ride off into the sunset and just live your life? And this happened today. I actually seen this today, and just be done with it. And people were naming different amounts of money. And it was towards $10 million. A lot of people said $10 million, and that's enough. That's enough to ride off into the sense. If you know what you're doing, you can live your life with 2 million. So I want you to understand that $15 million, and you just riding off. Hollywood don't like that. Hollywood don't like that. It's very rare that they can just go live their lives. Yeah, so the optimistic report is between 10 and 15 million. Yeah, 15 million is definitely, RJ said it, is generational wealth. And that's what it is. Let me see if Malcolm had any children. That's generational wealth, exactly. because they don't like you. They don't want you to pass nothing down to your children. Yes, Malcolm Jamal Warner had one child, an only daughter. She was born in 2017, so she's young. Oh, that's sad, man. That's sad. So he has a young girl. Although he's kept her and his wife out of the public eye, smart guy. He kept his wife. That's what you do. You know, he was probably a very private man. Very private man. He kept his wife and his daughter out of the public. Why? Because he already know what the industry about. He didn't go make his daughter a child star because that's what they want you to do. They want you to indoctrinate your child into the Hollywood philosophy, into the Hollywood ideology. They want your offspring to be a sacrifice, to continue to feed the beast. But Malcolm didn't do that. Malcolm knew that the industry was sick. So what did Malcolm do? He shielded his wife and his daughter from the industry. He shielded them. He wasn't going to pull a Will Smith. He wasn't going to pull a Will Smith and have Jada and you know how he has Jada and the other kid, Jaden and Willow, all on Front Street, being weird. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to pull Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and make his daughter a sacrifice like they did with their son. He wasn't going to do that. It says Malcolm Jamal has one child, an only daughter born in 2017, although he kept her and the wife out of the public eye. Warner and his wife welcomed a daughter in mid-June 2017. He has never publicly revealed her name and shares only carefully protected glimpses, no full face photos or identifying details. Privacy. Warner has spoken about his deliberate shields, his family child identities and images, preferring a very private family life. His wife is reportedly a lawyer from Bridgeport, whom he met in 2015 and married around 2016, 2017, though he has never disclosed her name publicly. I'm gonna go to the material of him speaking about keeping his family life private, because Malcolm knew. He know that the industry requires sacrifices. And that's the way you want to do it. You want to have a private family life. Even you people on social media, don't put all your business out there. Keep your family private. Protect your family from social media. Protect them. Because I can tell you this right now. It can get dangerous. You never know who's lurking in the shadows. Now, I wanna play Malcolm Jamal Warner speaking about keeping his family private, so you could get an understanding on how you got to maneuver, right? As well as why they perhaps took him out, because they don't want you private. CBS is the all-seeing eye. NBC is the peacock. That CBS want to keep their eyes on everything you doing.
You talked about being a new dad. You're an older new dad, but you're a new dad. How has parenthood changed you?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, the absolute best thing I could have done was wait.
Say more.
There is, not too many days go by in my life that I don't give thanks to the universe for giving me the wisdom and wherewithal to have waited to be a parent, to have waited for.
You see, he was an older dad, and that was his first child. And he couldn't even live out his life to see that child grow because of the industry.
My wife and
Hold on,
I.
I'm gonna let this person pull off. They got a Hemi in that joint. Sorry for the distractions. My neighbor, he got a Hemi in that truck. That joint be growling. So I'm gonna let him pull off real quick because the audio on this is kind of low. And while y'all wait, just get the likes up because we want to make people aware of what's actually taking place. We want to make the people aware because we often let Hollywood tell us whatever. We let the news tell us whatever. We don't demand autopsy reports no more. We don't demand answers anymore. It's been too many actors, actresses, musicians that die mysteriously, and the news would just tell us anything. No, we're not going for that. Over here, this is Nubreed Global Truth, and we are going to put the truth out, and we're going to question everything. But the moment I got this news that Malcolm Jamal Warner passed, I automatically felt it was foul play, just based on the cover story. That man was in good health. That man not gonna just jump in no water and drown if he don't know how to swim. All right, so my neighbor's just sitting there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play. Let me know if y'all can hear me, right? Well, okay, I see him coming out of his crib now. I guess he just warming the truck up. I don't know how loud it is to y'all, but it's pretty loud to me. So y'all can hear me. Let's see if y'all can hear the video. He's about to pull off here in a moment, though.
I to cross paths.
Judah J Talk says Celestial prophesied this. I don't know about that. I will look that up. But that same person said that TD Jakes was gonna die on stage. You know, people don't just prophesy people's deaths. You know that, and if they can prophesy somebody's death, that might be a witch. That might be a witch. And I believe she is a witch, by the way. So for the record, Judah J Talks, and shout out to you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while, but that's witchcraft. You don't just be prophesying somebody's death, right? That's not a good look. But anyway, nonetheless, let's see what Malcolm had to say about keeping his family life private.
Go by in my life that I don't give thanks to the universe for giving me the wisdom and wherewithal to have waited to be a parent, to have waited for my wife and I to cross paths, which is
You
crazy.
needed to meet her first in order to have this
Yeah.
child.
Yeah, and even I tell you on our first date, um, which wasn't like we met through mutual friend, and I was in hiatus from dating and relationships and any of that stuff. So I was really just kind of like going to meet a friend of a friend, and we're gonna have dinner or
Yeah, he's talking about how he met his wife and stuff. And Indigenous Queen said it. A grown man drowning is very sus. Talking all about our masculine black men. Right. I mean, a grown man drowning is you got to ask questions about that. What was the incident? Was he was he fishing? Did he jump in a lake? Did somebody throw him overboard? Was he on a cruise ship with You're not getting any details from the news. It's alarming. Let's go.
whatnot. But I remember that first day I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. I think I'm, because I was on this hiatus from relationships and dating, and I had finally made peace with, I'm 40, if I was like 44, 45, maybe I'm not, cut out to, for parenthood. Um, I've had really wonderful.
That's the thing. As a man, your maternal clock don't run out. As a man, you can be 60, 70. Robert De Niro had babies in his 70s. Brothers, there's no rush. There's no rush. You know, you don't have to look at yourself and say, well, I'm this amount of age. I'm this age and I don't have any children. Brothers, you're going to be able to have children as long as you need to. So I just thought I'd point that out, right?
Relationships in my life, and maybe this next chapter of my life is about something that's just much bigger than, marriage and kids. And then, fast forward, I was the one who was like, what do you think about starting a family?
That's
You
great.
know, it's just one of those things. Like, I totally get when people say, you know, you know,
Yeah, when you found the person.
yeah. And I've been in long-term relationships, uh, more years of my adult life than I had. So when I hear people say, when conceptually, that always sounded
All
cool.
right, so this video, I don't really see him talking about keeping his family life private. He's more so speaking about starting a family, starting a family at a late age, and biological clocks and so forth. But it's true, when you know, man, and it's nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell y'all, something is wrong about this story. It reminds me of the young man who drowned at the Obama estate. How many of y'all remember that by show of ones? There was a young man who drowned at the Obama estate, a chef to be exact. And you know what happened? They swept it under the rug. They swept it under the rug. We never got answers. We never got answers. Now we talking about a man who kept his family private because he wasn't trying to put them in a limelight. Something don't feel right. I'm gonna tell y'all right this. Somebody took Malcolm Jamal Warner out. You can think what you want to think. I'm the first person saying this on social media. There's gonna be more evidence that come out because what's done in the dark will come to the light. Somebody took that brother out. Somebody took him out. Brother seemed very poised, very down to earth. Um, it's just a shame that you still got so many souls being ciphered through the industry. Even in the brink of this taking place with Malcolm, you still got people who ready to sign up, and you got people who ready to sign their children up to be the next superstar, to be in the next reality show, to be in the next series. And this is the reason why we need our own industry. You got to think about it. They take these youngins and they mold them in their image. And if you be one of strong faith and you somehow make it through the industry, you somehow navigate your way through and you come out the other end successful without compromise, then they coming back to get you anyway. Then they coming to get you anyway. And we seen that time after time in the industry. They don't let people walk away with $15 million. Somebody's going to get that money. CBS going to get that. Some billionaire executive is going to absorb that. Somebody's kids is going through college. They're not going to let generational wealth take place. because the industry is full of greedy snakes and you cannot beat it. The industry is undefeated. Nobody has defeated the industry. Why? They mold them in their image. Did Malcolm Jamal want to take the oath? Probably not. But his parents probably took the oath. When they enrolled him in these acting schools and all that, how did he get on the Cosby show? Perhaps he was just the best candidate. Perhaps he was just the best actor for the role. But what was discussed? What do y'all think that meeting looked like? Your son is hired for the job and he will be on TV for the next 3 decades. His career will be illustrious. But guess what? Comes with a price. Not only are we going to advance you this check, y'all going to be able to move out the hood, y'all going to be able to live good, but we're going to own Malcolm, his life, his livelihood in all perpetuity. That's how the industry works. We own this person in all perpetuity. And this is why we always saying we're not for sale. Not for sale. Can't nobody come approach me with a paycheck and say, look, you know, I want you to take this oath and be a part of my industry. And I'm willing to cut you this check. No, no, thank you. The Most High will provide everything I need. And the light that I'm meant to shine on the earth, then that light will shine. That's the mentality you got to have, brothers and sisters. Hashtag not for sale. Because the industry is undefeated. Now, I want everybody to, make sure you share this video, like this video, because we warming up and we really cooking, because this is an active investigation on the untimely death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. It is making headlines at the moment. We are going to go to a news source to see if it's finally been announced on the news, because we getting all these magazines and articles, but no, we going to see what the news is saying. And it's just broke 5 minutes ago, so we are on it early. We're on it early. And NBC News is the first to break it.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation plan.
And we do have some breaking news to report, and it's extremely sad. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the actor most famous for his role as Bill Cosby's son, Theodore Huxtable, on the NBC hit sitcom The Cosby Show in the 80s and early 90s, has died. Police say he drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday while vacationing with his family. Warner was born in New Jersey and raised by his mother, who enrolled him in acting school. His role on The Cosby Show earned him an Emmy nomination in 1986. And then after The Cosby Show, Warner went on to direct and produce multiple television shows.
Wow, he was a director too, and a producer. I think 15 million is cutting that man short. He probably had a lot more than that.
As well, playing music and writing poetry. Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 years old. And we do have some breaking.
So they say he died off the coast of Costa Rica. So we're talking about a large body of water right here. This is, I got questions now. Oh man, see, that's all you need is little details. That's it. They're definitely being very vague. They're being very vague. He was on vacation. He died on the coast of Costa Rica swimming. Watch this. I got questions. This is suspicious. Now, the Costa Rica, they're not even pinpointing where he died exactly. So Costa Rica, the Pacific coast, is 631 miles. The Caribbean coast would be around 132 miles. Now, now I want you to imagine how vague that is. He died on the coast of Costa Rica while swimming. Where was Malcolm at? He could have been at one of the various beaches. He could. Do you know how many beaches are on the coast of Costa Rica? Where's the police report? The police denounced it. Where is the police report? Why none of the sources are known? Why can't they say according to the police report? The industry is barbaric. They sacrificed that man. They sacrificed Malcolm, bro. I'm sure of it. They say he got caught in a current. Where? There's no specific location. There's no nothing. Where's Malcolm's body? Did they find his body? Let's see. Let's find out. Did they find his body? All right, so here we go. It's now confirmed that actor Jamal Warner, best known for playing Theo Huxtable, his body was recovered on Sunday, July 20th. So they saying his body was recovered last night during the family vacation. Watch this. Has an autopsy report. Because these are the type of questions you gotta ask. Okay. It says the autopsy report was released. Let's get that. Because it should be free to the public. So there's no public release. There is no public releases of the autopsy report available. Only an official initial summary has been confirmed by Costa Rican authorities. No further forensic findings such as toxicology, structural pathology, or full medical examiner documentation have been released to the public. There never is. There never is. How many of y'all noticed that? Do y'all remember about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when somebody died, the news had to give you answers. There was an autopsy report released. They would show you what happened. Let me see. Somebody says, what the F are you talking about? You guys sounding really off right now. I came because it popped up on my list. Well, the reason why we sound off to you is because you believe that everything is just a coincidence and freak accidents just happen. No, they happen in Hollywood a whole lot more than they should. And these people can never walk away with large sums of money and be successful without being sacrificed. And it's not normal to hear people asking questions. And I know that all of the other news sources is going to be on top of this now because NBC just covered it. Let's see if any other ones are on top of things. You know, you got this coverage of the situation before the news. All right, so we got Fox News just jumped on it. Let's see what they say.
Sense has really changed everything. From day one, the fear and anxiety about going into public spaces, even being around home.
Welcome back. We have some very sad breaking entertainment news to share with you. TMZ is reporting that Malcolm Jamal Warner, probably best known for his role on The Cosby Show, has died. People reports that the 54-year-old was in Costa Rica on a family vacation and accidentally drowned while swimming. Warner played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, even earning an Emmy nomination. He most recently starred in Fox's primetime series, Alert Missing Persons Unit.
Alert Missing Persons Unit. Interesting.
Played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, even earning an Emmy nomination. He most recently starred in Fox's primetime series, Alert Missing Persons Unit. We're going to have much more on this story as it develops. He leaves behind a wife and daughter.
Oh, just shocking, sad news. All right, Amanda, thank you.
I'm just not buying that. I'm not buying that. I don't believe it. Doesn't sound right. There's more reports 12 minutes ago from Fox News, just remembering Malcolm. And, you know, this is what I don't like. The news, soon as something happens, they go into remembering a person, giving their autobiography and their legacy, but they do that before they explain what happens. That's a Hollywood trick right there. Y'all know that, right? They try to give the public closure before we get closure. They try to give you closure before we actually get answers. Now, people have the right to believe what they want to believe. I believe he was a sacrifice. They tend to do this whole drowning thing a lot in Hollywood, in the industry. It's always somebody drowning. Why? Because that's a ritual in itself, giving reverence to marine spirits. And, you know, they have these practices all through ancient Hinduism and various cultures where they would drown a person.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for anything she wants.
You could pick any item you want. I'll go get.
Some sad news. TMZ reporting that Malcolm Jamal Warner, probably best known for his role in The Cosby Show, has died. Chris Bruno is a close friend.
You know, why I got another question. See, I'm asking the real questions. Before we get into this, I gotta ask the real questions. Why was Costa Rica's authorities just able to make a report, a statement, without supplying evidence of Malcolm Jamal Warner's death? No autopsy report, no police report, no details, no nothing. Why did the American citizens accept that? We're talking about a beloved actor. We're talking about a beloved actor from our country drowns somewhere else in Costa Rica, and the police didn't even have to write up an official report. Do that sound right to y'all? Do that sound right to y'all? Something don't smell right. If Taylor Swift went to Costa Rica and drowned, you think that there would not be toxicologies? If something happened to Taylor Swift overseas, Do y'all believe? I'm just asking y'all a real question right now. Somebody said not Taylor Swift. I'm just throwing up somebody, right? Will it be safe to say that they're going to demand answers? An actual official police report, an actual toxicology, autopsy reports. But an FBA like Malcolm Jamal Warner, all they gotta do is say he drowned. Oh, he just drowned. It was an accident. He was trying to swim. No, we need that to be investigated. But let's go.
Of Malcolm, and he's reacting to the news this morning. Chris, do we have you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Chris, I'm
here.
I'm first of all, I'm so incredibly sorry for your loss. This comes as a major shock to all of us who knew of him and appreciated his work, but as a close personal friend, I have to imagine you're in mourning and shock yourself this morning.
Listen, the reason I'm here is because I want people to the man that Malcolm was. He was a kind, generous, and caring man. He was an amazing husband, musician, actor, and friend. He's been a friend of mine for 20 years now. And I just want people to know that the world has lost a real gem, especially now all that we have going on in the country right now. Like, Malcolm was a uniter, and he was an inspiration to me and provided support and guidance for me as a friend all these years. And I just want everybody to know how much the world is going to miss Malcolm Jamal Warner. And that's, I can say right now, is we are all in deep mourning right now, a very close circle of friends and family. And, I just wanted to set the record right that the world is going to miss a great man. And, we are all mourning together. So thank you for reaching out.
Is there any one story that you can share that's kind of emblematic of who he is?
Well, we have a tradition that every Valentine's Day we go down to Atlanta to see him and the family. And this year I was going to go. We had our tickets booked, and I had to go to work. In the industry we're all in, we have to work. And I said, I can't make it. And his daughter said, well, that means I'm going to have to wait a whole year to see Bruno again. And I said, that's it. I'm getting on a plane. And I flew in for a night and watched him gig. He did a spoken word versus hip-hop night that he hosted and played bass. And it was just a magical night. And I will never forget it as long as I live, to see him up there on fire, doing what he loved to do and moving in the way that he could do and only he could do.
And it sounds like he's such a family man, Chris. Obviously when this tragedy happened, being with his family as well, and just being a bright light in Hollywood, but staying so grounded.
You hear what she just said? That was key. Being a bright light in Hollywood, but still being so grounded. Those are the ones they target. Those who are grounded, those who have some level of composure, some level of poise, some level of being what we would call set apart. It's always the ones who are set apart who end up a target. The ones who got integrity, the ones who ain't with the Diddy baby oil committee out here just doing whatever. Them be the ones they really try to sacrifice. See, Hollywood has a pecking order. There's a pecking order. If you are doing the sacrifices, if you doing the rituals, if you upholding evil, then you practically untouchable. You're practically untouchable. But as long as you are keeping the rituals, making the sacrifices, you're untouched, man. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: what's in the dark will come to the light. What's done in the dark will come out to the light. There, Malcolm's. Listen, there's gonna be. Listen, we own it. We own the case. There will be an in-depth investigation on what took place with Malcolm Jamal Warner because it's too many. We just had Angie Stone, another soul sister, another sister that was, you know, a beacon, another sister that did what she needed to do and just wanted to live her life successful. And after everything, after the whole industry, a person who was tired, they don't let you go. They don't let you go. Let's finish this.
He's one of the most grounded individuals I've ever known, and it will resonate in my heart and my spirit for a lifetime of what I've.
And that's also a testament to what type of man Bill Cosby is. Because if you if y'all can put this into perspective, well, I'm gonna check and see if Malcolm Jamal was raised by both parents. But I remember in interviews, Malcolm Jamal Warner was talking about Bill Cosby being like a real father figure. Like, you know, like really some of the stuff that you would see on the show when Theo would be up in the room going through something, he's like, you know, he really acted as that. I've heard multiple people on the Cosby Show, even people who went left, like Raven Simone. I don't know what the hell going on with Raven Simone, boy. But that girl done went through a transformation. But anyway, I even remember her speaking very highly of Bill Cosby. It's just hard to believe that Bill Cosby, he still lives and Malcolm Jamal Warner doesn't. You know what I mean? That's why I say life is delicate, man. Like life is extremely delicate. Now, I'm gonna look that up to see if he was raised by his parents while I play this.
I've shared with Malcolm.
Well, he certainly has left his mark on the world, but especially on you being a close friend. Chris Bruno, thank you for speaking so much about him this morning and remembering his legacy. We appreciate you and we're so sorry.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
When too much work bogs you down, Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI makes it easy to hand off routine tasks, streamline workflows.
All right, so Malcolm Jamal Warner, let's get that info on him. How was he raised? These are the things I asked. It's all part of my investigation. No, Malcolm Jamal Warner did not grow up with both parents. He was raised by his mother, Pamela Warner. And his parents divorced when he was very young. So this man, being as grounded as he is, I will really say that Bill Cosby had a great role in making sure that this young man grew up grounded in, as far as being in Hollywood. Because Bill Cosby also had a career where he was very grounded. He was, you know, back in the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, this is where you couldn't say nothing about Bill Cosby, bro. Even though when he tried to buy that network, all of a sudden, they claiming that he was drugging these women up and doing all of this. I personally don't believe that. But, you know, people got a right to believe what they want to believe. But nonetheless, we know Bill Cosby took the oath because, you know, Bill Cosby's, I believe his blood son was a sacrifice, but we're not going to get into that. I'm not trying to say that Bill Cosby is innocent, but what I am going to say is that he knew how to navigate Hollywood. He knew how to navigate Hollywood, and he was able to pass down whatever knowledge and lessons he learned to Malcolm, because Malcolm was raised in a single household. His mother put him in acting school, or it might have been his grandmother. And, you know, he got into the industry. Now I'm giving y'all live updates as we go because each news station is saying something, covering this all at once. And I want to make sure I want to catch every contradiction, all of it. For sure. Yep, it's breaking. Okay, Hollywood Access, they just covered it minutes ago.
Cosby Show star Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away at 54 years old. According to multiple reports on July 21st, the actor died following an accidental drowning while on a family trip to Costa Rica. An official cause of death was not immediately made public, and Access Hollywood has reached out to Warner's reps for comment. Warner shot to child stardom as Theo Huxtable, the son of Bill Cosby's title character on the iconic sitcom, and he received a 1986 Emmy nomination for his work. He went on to appear in dozens of TV shows and films, including Fool's Gold, American Crime Story, 911, and more, as well as his own series, Malcolm and Eddie, with co-star Eddie Griffin.
Malcolm and Eddie was classic, bro. That was just like the perfect show, man.
From 1996 to 2000.
This show was the Cosby Show, too. I'm not really aware of these other shows, but I'm going to check them out.
His most recent credited role was on the Fox drama Alert Missing Persons Unit earlier this year.
That's interesting that he just played in something called Alert Missing Persons Unit. And all of a sudden he drowns in the Costa Rica. On the coast of Costa Rica. How did they even find him? They're not even giving us a location. But he just played last year in a story called Missing Persons 911. Like, do you see how they just be really playing with us? Like, do you see how they play with us in the public? We're being lied to. We're definitely being lied to. If this had happened to any beloved celebrity, if there'll be answers, if Beyonce, because there ain't no love for no real FBA brothers, man. If Beyonce drowned in a damn Costa Rica, in the coast of Costa Rica, don't you know that there'll be people will be demanding answers. So I believe that people in my age demographic, people who grew up watching Theo, watching the Cosby Show, watching Malcolm and Eddie, we need to have that same kind of energy, bro. Like, hold on now. Y'all telling me there's no details on this man's death? He just drowned trying to swim? The police ain't wrote no official details. Where's the Costa Rica news? Where's their reports? I'm going to go to that too to see if they have made a public statement. Well, listen.
Days before his sudden death made headlines, Warner was also seen in the July 18th episode of his Not All Hood podcast.
Thank you so much. I love you too. For years upon years upon years upon years. And one of the things I love about you so much is your spirit. And last month we were doing a poetry set, and we were
at a sold out 3 shows that Malcolm Jamal Warner sold out at City Rider.
Yes.
With a waiting list.
And we were backstage, and we were talking about the podcast. And I was, podcast is called, Not All Hood. And I couldn't even finish my sentence. And just like, ain't nothing wrong with the hood. Ain't nothing wrong with the hood. And it made me realize that there could be a misconception that we're saying not all hood, saying that the hood is bad, but the concept is like what the media shows us is one side of black culture, and it's the hood side, and the hood side, ultimately historically is what has always created American culture.
That's real talk. See, Malcolm Jamal Warner has had the FBA experience, and on his podcast, he was talking about the hood culture is essentially what makes all our culture in America. And he's right. But see, it's no love for FBA men, foundational Black American men. There's no love. He was born single mother. Like, this man's story is literally the tale of somebody making it, bro. Raised up, single mother, had an illustrious career, never got in any trouble, kept his nose clean. That's why we need to have answers, because it doesn't seem right. It's not adding up. It just doesn't even feel right. And if it had been any other celebrity, their fans, they would have been really, really asking questions. If something like this happened to Beyonce, the internet would literally, people would be at arms trying to figure out, well, what happened? Let's go.
One side of black culture, and it's the hood side. And the hood side, ultimately, historically, is what has always created American culture.
Sure.
Right? It gets co-opted
That's
from
right.
the hood, and then it becomes
Yep.
mainstream. Exactly. But I just loved.
That was a gem right there, because they love the co-op. They love to co-op our movements. Anything grassroots that they put together, they love to try to, get us to sell out and sell it to them, and so they can repurpose and repackage it. Nah, we're not going for that. We're not going for that. I like the fact that he spoke up on that.
I loved your take and your reminder that the hood should be as celebrated as the rest of the lanes of black culture.
A Grammy winner, Warner is survived by his wife and daughter, whose identities he said to have kept private.
And even in his death, I hope they respect his wishes and keep their identities private. Yep. So this is a sad situation. So I want to play Malcolm Jamal Warner's last video, according to some source here. It looks like he's on vacation. I'm actually gonna grab the phone and let y'all see this video, and we can gain an understanding of what's going on. Hold on. So they're claiming, and I'm just putting this out here right now, they're claiming on the internet right now, it's breaking, that this was his last interview. All right? So we're going to go there and see what's happening here.
It's bananas out here, right? These protests are getting bigger. Protests are happening globally. New Zealand showed up. Today, Paris showed up. Never before that I can remember in my lifetime has there been so much.
Huxtable on NBC's The Cosby Show.
Okay, we got to find that interview. Somebody trying to put on for the clout right now. So they're trying to put on for the clout. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to look up and see. I got to fact check this before I show it to y'all. We are in our active investigation. What I'm going to do is see if there's any protests that were in Costa Rica. Or this may not have happened in Costa Rica. Maybe this is just his last interview. Matter of fact, let me go on Instagram. Let's go to the brother's Instagram. See if there's any posts as of late. July 18th is when he did that podcast, when he was talking about why the hood deserves more respect. That was not too long ago, actually. July 18th, a couple days ago. He's been active. Hidden in plain sight, available on his birthday. This may be his last post. Let's see what the brother had to say. All right, we're gonna go to the IG real quick. See what the brother had to say.
I am tired of running for shade. And aren't you tired of being hustled and played? And aren't we all tired of crying about how hard it is to be black in America, even if it looks like we've got it made? But freedom has its limits, so here we are, tear-streaked and salt-stained faces. Traces of trauma and pain lace our DNA like our black pride is cut and laced with self-hate, and we still think it's dope. Just like the music we're programmed to celebrate. Can you tell me the fate of a people who consciously take the bait and embrace the very traits placed upon them by their captors, who by design are inclined to keep them believing they're second rates?
Hold on now. Is he bringing some bars right here? And the brother was conscious. They don't want no conscious brother running, walking away with 15 to 20 million in their pocket. And man, America don't work like that. Supposedly swimming in a damn ocean. Nah.
I'll wait.
No, that was some jewels right there. That was some jewels right there. And I believe this may be the last post that we seen on IG. Yeah, that's some of them not for sale bars he's spitting. That's right, Sister 1973. Those are definitely not for sale bars.
It was Martin, Malcolm, Huey, Alvin, Marcus, Richard, Jesse, Adam, Carly, Gordon, James, Philip, Nat. Showed them not to play with us.
Whoa, hold on. Hold on now. Hold on, Malcolm. You're not sounding like Malcolm Jamal Warner. You sound like Malcolm X mixed with DMX. Did he just talk about Nat Turner? The slave revolt? Was this man talking about real empowerment? Not being subservient to our captors? But he mysteriously dies in a coast of Costa Rica. Stop playing. Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Langston, Thurgood, Robert, Hank, Jesse, Jackie, Muhammad.
Come on now.
Paul, Stokely, Mega.
I ain't trying to get hit with that copyright, but y'all get the point. Matter of fact, I'm gonna silence this, John. I ain't trying to get hit with the copyright. But just look at our black figures. If you just see what this man was talking about, what he was educated on. Yeah. Yeah. Now, they don't want a brother like this walking away who got knowledge itself, who empowered for the people. We could take Obama off there. We could take Obama off there. But other than that, yeah. Yeah. So, Obama ain't one of us anyway. That's the tether. But y'all get it. Y'all get it. Yeah, they don't let brothers like that walk away with 15 mil and go live their life happily ever after. No. Unless you get it on your own without the industry. I was watching how many of y'all have seen the Godfather of Harlem TV series? You know what that show teaches me? Something I already known, but it actually reminds me. In case y'all wondering what that is, who the Godfather of Harlem was, that's Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson, right? And he was cool with Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, various people at that time. And you know what I learned watching that? The revolutionary the one who really is speaking truth to enlighten the minds of the people, they're more dangerous than the drug dealer. They're more dangerous than the kingpin. Malcolm X was more of a threat to America. He was more of a threat to America than Ellsworth, Bumpy Johnson. Why? Because this land is built on corruption. It's built on drug money. Yeah, we got to take Obama off because Obama out here talking about that your sons need to have gay mentors and that straight men need to be hanging around gay men to get some type of approval and acceptance in society. That's what Obama's teaching in 2025. So, yeah, we could just get Obama off that list. I lost all respect for Barack Obama, if I'm speaking to y'all honestly. I've lost all respect for Barack Obama. Yeah, the dealer does keep you distracted. The dealer is putting drugs into the community, destroying the people. So, you know, looking at this brother's Instagram, looked like he was in some truth, man. Let me see here.
The thing that social media does, it does connect people. It does make people feel like somebody's listening to me or I'm part of somebody's world. Did you see this viral video of this woman and black woman? And she was just talking about the fact that she hadn't been hugged in so long, that she wanted to connect with, and she was crying. She was real. She really wanted to connect with someone. She was crying. She hadn't been, just touched or loved, and she wasn't talking about a sexual way either. Yeah. And the reason it went viral, because I think a lot of people understood, that human touch it's mental. It's almost therapy when you actually touch someone.
All of them.
I'm just looking at the podcast he have, and it was very pro-black. It was very pro-black. He has a lot of guests on there that are speaking empowering messages. Yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner was definitely on his historical stuff too.
Louverture, the name they don't teach in schools, but they should.
Look at some of the stuff he was posting. I believe this is why they ain't let him walk away. With all his following, he was using it to educate his people, bro. I didn't even know all of this about the brother. I knew he was a level-headed guy. I knew he stayed out of trouble, but he was teaching real black history, man, a lot on his platform.
Born enslaved in 1743 on Saint Domingue, now Haiti, Toussaint rose to lead the only successful slave revolt in history.
Shout out to my Haitians. Yeah, and YouTube demonetized my Haitian revolt video. They actually demonetized that early on. But I left it up anyway. Because even if I had my facts wrong about what happened, the message was right. And I went back and studied what happened. And, hey, I stand corrected. But the video stays because our Haitian brothers and sisters are capable of that. Sac passe. Straight like that. Let's go.
But he wasn't just a fighter. He was a strategist, a visionary. He united enslaved.
It's a difference between doing wrong and being wrong. People make mistakes, B. It's all right.
Africans and free black people to defeat 3 global superpowers, France, Spain, and Britain. Under his leadership, Saint-Domingue became the first colony to abolish slavery, setting the stage for independence.
Yep, that's what they did. So, shout out to my Zoes. I don't know about these instrumentals. I'm not trying to get hit with copyright. So, I'm going to go ahead and... But y'all get it. This is the type of information he was sharing. He's sharing, information about the Haitian revolt. Motivational poetry, pro-black literature. Yeah. You don't let you walk away like that. They sacrificed Malcolm. I'm not trying to hear that. They sacrificed that man. Let me see. Somebody says, Shalom. It's been a very long time. Malcolm always spoke up about our history. Right. And he got bars, too. He got some bars, too, with that poetry. Now, I'm still gonna keep giving y'all these updates because the news is saying what they're saying. We got more news. I'm gonna catch anything that they lying about. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it. All right, now we got ABC News.
Breaking news from the entertainment world today. Malcolm Jamal Warner, a favorite actor from the 80s hit The Cosby Show, has died. Warner drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday. Costa Rica National Police telling ABC News his official cause of death was asphyxia. There, a beach in Limon, Costa Rica, this happened.
All right, so now we got a beach. A beach in Limon, something. Let me see.
Happened. Police say he was caught by a high current in the water. Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 years old. Breaking news.
I'm not buying it. It don't sound right to me. It just told us what beach he died on.
Caught by a high current in the water. Malcolm Jamal Warner was.
Let's get that.
Happened.
Let's get that beach.
There, a beach in Limon, Costa Rica. This happened.
A beach in Limon, Costa Rica.
Police say he was caught by a high current in the water.
Now they saying, now I'm gonna go do some research. This girl, this lady, that's a witch, celestial. People are claiming that she prophesied Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, and there may be another video because we gotta rebuke this kind of stuff, man. It's the same person that said that TD Jakes was gonna die on stage. So I don't even know what that person's channel is called anymore. And let me see. Okay, I found it. I found the channel. She also prophesied something happening to a few people. She even said that about YouTubers. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. Judah J Talks, you gonna have to inbox me that. I don't see nothing about her saying anything about Malcolm Jamal Warner. I don't see anything like that. And I'm wondering, was that the real Judah J Talks? I will tell you that this woman's a witch. I will tell you that. That's a witch. And I'm hoping that brother Judah J Talks ain't going for those type of witches. Because that's a witch. A certified witch. And y'all got to be careful. Just because somebody got their little head covering, their little garment, and they speak a certain way, that don't mean nothing. That individual's a witch. And I'm going to be going in a lot on these witches and warlocks. Y'all going to be seeing me put out a lot of material about that because we are in a spiritual war. And, we're going to cast down all that evil. We're going to expose the unfruitful works of darkness. But, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yep, Sister 1973 says, you just spoke on this yesterday. Yes, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get the likes up to 1,000 if y'all can. If, this particular broadcast is giving some edification and as far as what's really happening in the industry. What's really happening? Why these guys can't never just walk away with what they earn? Anyway, all praises to the Most High. Thank each and every one of y'all for joining. I got more material coming. Y'all stay safe, be blessed out there. Hey, value life every day. Life is to be valued and cherished because it's unpredictable. Look, all praises to the Most High. Y'all be blessed. Shalom. Peace.